Well, happy Saturday. Hey, Periscope. Kari Ray Lewis back from California and Disneyland. Looks like your family had a fantastic time. KTS Scope. Hey, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Iowa. Random Scope. Exactly. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like messing with my oils that I take with me. And I was like, you know what? We need to talk about this. Because I was just talking to somebody about this. Hello, Florida. In the good things. You made it in. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Taking oils internally. Not right this second. New York. First time on live? Well, welcome. All right. Y'all get in here. Let's talk for a second. So everybody always wants to know, like, what I snack on and stuff. I love pumpkin seeds. I do fantastic with pumpkin seeds. Love it. So I'm snacking on pumpkin seeds. Hammer in the water. Not right this second. Yeah. Not right now. I'm not taking them internally. I'm out here later, but not right this second. Hello, Rachel. What's up? Hi, Patricia. How are y'all? I hope your weekend is going really good. Can you recommend YL Pure Protein now that it's reformulated? Yes, I can. Pure Protein, so they reformulated it real quick. They reformulated it and took the folic acid out, which is fantastic. They also reformulated Super B. Hey, there's Vanessa, the oil releaser. You guys click on her right there and follow her because this girl is a genius with all the emotions and the neurology behind it and why you should all have your own happy Saturday. Is it Saturday? It's Friday. Dang! It feels like a Saturday. That's right. Sorry. It's Friday. Jeez. It so feels like a Saturday out here in Alabama. So I am in Florence, Alabama, with April Houghton and her amazing team. Does Super B cause niacin flush? Hopefully not. It could, because all B vitamins can do this. But Vanessa, say hi again. Erica, you need to follow Vanessa. Vanessa, say hi, and when she pops up, the oil releaser, you guys click on her and follow her because she teaches on emotions and essential oils and is awesome. But no, I'm here in Alabama, and I got in last night because usually I get in on like a Friday, and then we teach on a Saturday, and then I roll out, right? Well, with the way that flights were crazy. Getting out there, I don't know why. There she is. Y'all click on Vanessa right there. Flights were crazy, and so I ended up taking 3 legs to get to Alabama so that I could make it a whole lot cheaper. That way, it cut the price down from like $1,400 a ticket to like $600. So that was crazy. But I got in last night, so today, yeah, folic acid is synthetic, and a lot of people can't convert it, especially if they have MTHFR problems, which is a growing number of people, which is a totally different talk, and I don't even have time to get into all that. Today, the thing I got to do since I was in early, which I usually don't get to do, but it was fantastic, was I got to do some consults and do some nutritional work to work with some people on their oil protocols and stuff. And we got to talking, I was talking to one couple about, how important it is to be able to support your emotions all the time. And so that was something I want to talk about. I was like, I don't think that people understand. Debbie, her handle is @the oil releaser. Vanessa Stegner. We're going to get you on here. And she does lots of teaching on emotions and essential oils, each of the essential oils for emotions and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about a couple, but I've got a whole line here because when I'm traveling, I take several to be able to use. But like I said, we did some consults and everything, and I don't think that you guys understand how important it is to be able to support your emotions on a daily basis. Like, I don't think you understand truly how epic that is to be able to have these little options to support emotion. So, and I'm gonna explain why. All right, so oils, don't leave home without them. I know that sounds like a new ad, right? Well, for you, dude, probably a lot. Deleted, trolls. All right, so here's how emotions and emotional stress works differently for different types of people, okay? Different types of people. All right. So if you are right brain dominant, let's say, and you're more of an emotional personality, you really feel everything, you're very empathetic, you're very caring, you're very people oriented, and that's the way that your personality is, then you will feel stressed. Like when you're stressed out, like when you start to deal with stressors and a stressor comes up in your daily life, you'll feel it. You know what I mean? Like you'll really physically feel it, and you'll probably like verbalize that. You'll be like, I'm stressed out. You know, that's your personality typing. Okay. Now, got the troll. Bam. Smack them trolls. Let's try it. Troll hunter. Now, if you're more of a left brain dominant person, like you're more of a green or a red personality sometimes, and you're very linear, you're very exact, sometimes those personalities don't feel the daily stressors as much. Like you literally don't feel them like you're supposed to. Now, I'll give you another example. This is really crazy. So I used to shoot shotguns professionally. I traveled and shot shotguns and competed clay target shooting and stuff. Gebin Miles is a good friend of mine. He's on here. I don't know if he's on this scope, but he's on, he gets on Periscope to follow stuff, and is on Facebook. He's the world champion. We used to go shoot together. One of the things that we did in training was we did mental programming training. There's a lot of trolls in here today. We did mental programming training to train our brain to not even register negativity or to register stressors, okay? So here's what that translated into real life. So when I got married, okay, and Cindy and I, hey Chase, and Cindy and I got married, and you know, when we were dating, I had a very unrealistic, okay, view of stress and real life and stuff like that. Like, I didn't even acknowledge it. I was just like, oh, it's nothing. Like, we're not stressed out. You see what I'm saying? I gotta delete that. I like how, like, one of the things I've noticed about Periscope now is people are finding people who have a lot of followers. They're following them, and then they're getting on and they're advertising their scopes and stuff. They're advertising their stuff. I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't advertise on my thing. I'm trying to, like, talk to my friends on here. My friends, okay? You got in. I deleted a couple of trolls, so you guys are in like Flint. So I had an unrealistic view of stress, and I basically just tried to act like it wasn't there. Like, hey, we're not stressed out. This is fine. Let's not be negative at all. We need to be ultra positive all the time. Only say positive things. Don't acknowledge it, and then it'll go away. Well, the problem with that is, even if, now listen to me on this, even if you don't acknowledge the stress, like the emotional stress that you're going on, the environment, whatever's happening, even if you don't acknowledge it, your body still has to deal with it. What? What? Are you serious? I don't have a mic to drop, so I'm just going to drop these cups. Okay? I'm just going to drop some cups. That's my mic right now. Okay? So you mean to tell me that if I'm in a situation, or I'm in a relationship, or I'm in a place, or I'm in a location, or I'm in an environment that is stressed out, I'm cup dropping, right? Like, if I'm in a stressed environment, then my body has to adapt to the stress, even if I don't feel it. No, I didn't forget the mic. It's in my back. I don't want to have to turn around and go get it. And I don't feel it. I still have to deal with it. Yes, your body, your adrenal glands, your nervous system still has to adapt to the stressors. Okay, so every day has stressors. Some people deal with stressors better than others. It deals with genetics. It deals with hormone balancing. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow here in Florence, but it deals with how strong your adrenal glands are or not. And watch for it. I'm going to redo the adrenal gland videos that I did for you guys way back in the fall, but I'm going to make them a little bit more specific, and they're going to be shorter. So I'll give you guys the meat on that. That'll come up in a week or two, so just be watching for that. Hey, Candy. Depending on how healthy the person is, depending on all kinds of stuff, if they have different emotional mood disorders, there's a lot of different things. Depending on that, yeah, you can't fake it till you make it. You're going to fake it until you drop on your face. That's exactly right. So depending on all those different variables, right, different people react physically and externally to stressors more than others, okay? Right. So, but all of us, no matter if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stressed out, oh my gosh, oh, even if you're not that person, your body still has to figure out what to do with those stress pathways, with those stress hormones. And there's a pathway in the brain called the limbic system. I don't want to get totally into it, but your brain is constantly analyzing the entire environment. Like, every sensory thing. This is how incredible. Fake it till you break it. That's it, Rachel. So this is how incredible the brain is. Watch this. Yeah, Paula, you're a perfect example. Paula is like super happy and she sees the bright side in everything, which is great, but she still has to adapt to stress. Her body still feels the stress internally and has to do the same thing with the pathways, even though she's not like a stressor, right? So watch how the brain does. This is incredible. So every single sensory input, whether it's something you see, whether it's something you feel, whether you're tasting it, hearing it, no matter what it is, okay? No matter what it is, your body has to take that sensory input, analyze it, and figure out whether or not it's good or bad, or figure out whether or not you need to do something about it. So if it goes into your brain and your brain says, "Dude, that's stressful, yo," and it feels like it's in danger, or it feels like it's under attack, then you get into what they call your fight or flight response. Like, that's what that is. Like, your body's like, oh man, like, duck and weave, duck and weave, duck and weave. You see what I'm saying? Like, your body starts to adapt, and it starts having to do something. So whether you get tight, like, people will they're like, I'm not stressed out at all. And their shoulders are through their ears. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I can't move my neck, I can't feel my hand, but I'm not stressed at all, because the muscles start to adapt, and they start to curl up into a ball, because there's physical changes, all this stuff starts to happen. But that's with any sensory input, like whether it's me talking, like people, like you hearing me talk is a sensation, and you have to adapt to it, or smelling something that's stressful, or tasting something, or feel, whatever it is. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you like that? Do you like that, Vanessa? I'm super sapphire today, so it's awesome. I'm like super happy, dog, because I'm having such a good time out here. So one of the things is, in order to help your body handle daily stressors consistently over time so that it doesn't end up creating some problem and creating a symptom, is you can support your system and support your emotions and support your nervous system with the essential oils. Like, there's emotional blends to be able to support the emotional centers in the brain so that it continually allows your brain to process and work through them, right? So that there's never a stuck point and there's never a buildup of the negative side. That makes sense? So you constantly want your brain going, okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. You want it rolling. If the brain's like, I don't know if we got this. If there's any response in the brain, okay, if there's any response in the brain except for we're good, then it's not good. And you start to create other pathways in the brain, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you a few different ones, and we're not going to go real in depth into each one. I'm just going to show you ones that I travel with. And first off, I know you guys are going to ask me, check out, now, again, I don't know if he can handle as many orders as fixing to come his way. Check out my leather oils holder that I travel with. Is this thing legit or what? Like, so it rolls up and it holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 different bottles of the oils in here. Look at this. It's awesome. And then it folds over like this. Check it. No, I want to show this thing off because this dude is legit. I've got his information on my Instagram page, so I have to pull it up. Look, and it rolls up and then it ties. Right? I mean, like, so awesome. I know it's awesome. It's a man bag. I know. If Cindy gets on here, she'll tell you I have a ton of man bags because I'm kind of a freak about my backpacks and satchels and stuff like that. I think I have like 8 backpacks. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But anyways, like in my little kit, do they make vegan bags? You mean like not leather? Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's a lot like a paintbrush holder, exactly. This guy named Daniel, his name's Daniel. I'll post his information because he makes them by hand. Not leather. You know what they work really well that are not leather and they're just like nylon ones? They sell a ton of nylon ones, but you can get shotgun shell holders and those work great. But anyways, I just want to show you these emotional blends. So usually if you take all 14 of my oils and then I've got a couple of extra just loose ones in my backpack, the majority of the ones in my bag, I know, a vegan bag. That made me laugh for a second. I was like, hold on, you mean not leather? Because this is made from cow. I thought that was interesting. I'm not even gonna get off on that. So the majority of the oils usually will end up being emotional blends. So look at the top half of all of my oils. So I've got this one right here. I've got gratitude. I've got motivation. I've got white angelica, valor, abundance, energy. Look at this. So see the top level on these oils the majority of them, valor, abundance, the top level, are all emotional blends, okay? Now, why is that? Okay? Why is that? Yeah, exactly. I need motivation. I put motivation on my bracelet this morning. Dude, I was like high as a kite. I'm like, whoa! And I'm rolling in, and I'm meeting with April and Tambry and and some of their team, and they're like, what did she say? She said, one of her friends go, you have a very bubbly personality. I'm like, yes, I do, and I'm hopped up on motivation oil, and I'm like really bubbly this morning. Yes, but you're right. Sapphires do need motivation. Everybody needs motivation. So motivation and abundance combo, bam, you better watch out. Well, one of my favorite oil blends that I love for emotional support is Awaken. Like this right here. This is my favorite emotional blend. I love it. Another one that is a great blend, and this was one that I honestly really... I started looking at because Vanessa had taught on this, was Highest Potential. Highest Potential is another one. How do I use Awaken? That's a really good question. So with the emotional oils are topical aromatic, so you can either diffuse them in the room, you know, like if I had brought a diffuser with me in the hotel room, which I didn't, and I normally don't travel with one, but, you know, I could. Yes, motivation oil is fine to help a mom while she's nursing, okay? There's Vanessa right there. Boop. Hit hers. Blend of blends. That's right, Vanessa. So with Awaken, the way that I use Awaken oil, and again, I've applied it twice today already, and I'll apply it tonight before I speak. And do you need it? Okay, good. We'll use it. You totally can, Attitude. I love that handle, by the way. So with Awaken blend, I take 2 to 3 drops of it, and I apply it to the back of the neck right here. Now, is that specific? Do you have to do that? No, absolutely not. You can put it on the inside of the arms. You could put it on your feet, where a lot of people use, you know, different essential oils just to be able to experience the frequencies. But the reason that I place it on the back of the neck is because I want to place it close to the back of the brainstem and just where the nervous system comes out, because I just want a therapy localized right there to be able to tell my body this is where I need it. Does that make sense? Like there's a phenomenon that happens in neurology where you can rub it around an area that you want it to stimulate, and your brain just wakes up to the area just because you're touching it. So any of the ones, Clarity is one, Candy, that I love. Any of the ones that I'm using for emotional support, like Awaken, or even Highest Potential or something like that, I'll put it there. Now, I always wear a diffuser bracelet. Like I've got this one. I've got another one that Paula gave me that's really awesome. It's got a cross and some wraparound leather, and I put oils on it. But I'll put different oils on these. And like today, like, can you smell that? Oh, man. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. That's motivation oil. So I've got motivation on this one right now. So on any given time during the day, then I've got a couple different oils on me. And so I'll use different ones on my chest. So where do you use Clarity to get the best use? I do brainstem, back of the neck as well. Where can you get a bracelet like that? See, Paula can smell it clean through. She's a sapphire. She's got it. I know. Awaken's my top 5. Okay, you ready? All right, so here, if we're talking top whatever, you ready for this? Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I've got... So I was at an event. I don't think I've got the other one. I was at an event in Tulsa, and I don't have a Periscope on that now because I had to put it on private. I'll do another one on adrenal glands. That's coming up again. Okay, watch this. Okay. You sell Keep Collective. I'm going to use one of my leathers from there. Good. Yeah, any leather will totally work. All right. Inoflex is great for adrenal support. Stress Away is fantastic as well. You can totally do that. You're so welcome. All right. No, I got asked in Tulsa. Vanessa can totally vouch for this. That this is the hardest question ever. I got asked if I could only pick 2 oils. Okay. You can go to YouTube. If you want to look me up on there, 6 Hazards, go and just look up Jim Bob Haggerton on YouTube. I post all of these to YouTube later on. I don't use Catch. But I got asked in Tulsa if I could only pick 2 oils, period, okay, 2 oils, what would they be? I was like, that's a rough question. Like, ask me how the adrenal glands work. You know what I mean? Like ask me how to help balance hormones. Ask me what the posterior columns do. You see what I'm saying? You know, so like I was like, dude, if I could only pick 2, and they're literally like, yeah, you're on an island. You can only pick 2 oils. I was like, okay. I got you. I see you. I see you. I'm picking up what you're laying down. So this is the 2 that I told them. Awaken. This was my first pick. My second pick, Exodus 2. Look this oil up. Exodus 2 is one of my probably top 5. Well, honestly, because these would be my top 2. Yeah. If I could pick 2 oils, right? These are my 2. Yeah, Exodus 2 is fantastic. If you have not diffused Exodus 2, then you got to check it out. Exodus 2 is legit. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why wouldn't you pick like frankincense or something that's so multifaceted to support so many things? Well, Exodus 2 has frankincense in it. Okay? So, oh, right, Vanessa? Like, the people at the event were like, well, that's kind of cheating. You picked blends. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't tell me I had to pick singles. You said oils. So I picked blend of blends, a blend that has lots of blends in it. This is like a blend of 3 blends. And so that's crazy awesome. And then I picked a blend over here that has amazing oils in it. Frankincense, galbanum, cassia. See what I'm saying? Like, so it's got awesome stuff with it to help with supporting immune system and, you know, things like that. So hyssop, frank, joy, see, like that's in Awaken, right? I mean, like crazy stuff. So those are my 2 big picks. But, you know, my whole thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about just for the second was the reason that I recommend, okay, anointing oil. The reason I recommend you constantly having an emotional blend with you is your nervous system is the only system in the body that is constantly being used 24/7, 365, never stops. Think about it. The only system in the body that is never turned off is your nervous system and your emotional centers. Your brain is always firing. Even at night, it actually fires more at night than it does during the day because then your brain can rebuild and everything else. Energy. You've got constant energy flowing through your nervous system all the time and in the brain. So that's why I support that system more often because it's the one that controls everything else. So the trickle-down effect, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow, you know, when I'm talking to the group here in Florence. I may talk about it a little bit tonight. Yeah, cup drop. Oh, nervous system. That's right. So the thing that I'm going to talk to them about is the trickle-down effect. The first step, like the first stage, is the brain, is those emotions, because if the emotions get off and we start getting a negative pattern in the emotional centers, then it'll trickle down to every other system in the body. Like every other system gets affected. Does that make sense? How often should you use Awaken? It depends. I'll explain that on the cardiovascular. It depends on how stressful the environment is, okay? If it's more stressful, then 3 to 4 times a day. If it's like a normal day and you're just rolling with it, once or twice. You see what I'm saying? Why nervous system over cardiovascular? Because the cardiovascular system doesn't work without the nervous system. The nervous system can work without the cardiovascular system for a period of time. So the nerves trump vessels. It's the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, so in the hierarchy of systems, your brain is the one that controls everything else. Finally got a spot. Good. Man, I'm sorry that you're having that chronic pain. I'm sorry about that. That is not fun. That is a beatdown. All right, so does that make sense? I hope that kind of helps you know, answer a few questions on kind of what my brain process is and what I use. Now, one of you guys asked, yeah, you totally can tomorrow. You can totally apply every 20 minutes or so. Just making sure that you don't have any kind of a skin reaction and stuff like that. So you can totally rock that. Okay, so one of you guys asked if I had a specific routine with my oils. Yes, that's it, ritual routine, okay? You had asked about like what my routine is every single day with oils. There's 2 oils that I use consistently every single day. And then the other oils I change out a lot, like almost daily. Now, remember, personality-wise, I'm a blue sapphire, so I'm constantly changing and doing stuff different, and I've got different things all the time, you know? So I love that. But my routine, the 2 that I use all the time is Shutran and Copaiba. So Shutran to support hormones. I love this one. Okay. And Copaiba. Okay, these are two that I use pretty much daily. Okay, then besides that, I drink Ningxia every single day as a part of my wellness routine. So I have, you know, at least 6 to 8 ounces of Ningxia a day, at least. Just kind of depends on the day. Shoe Train's out of stock. I'm sorry. And so, you know, that's one thing that I use. Mister is a good alternative to Shoe Train if you can't get it. But beyond these, the other one that is a consistent every single day in some form, really for me, especially working at an office and seeing so many families, is Thieves. You know, honestly, it's a daily one, and we're using some kind of a Thieves product every single day. Whether I know, I always brag about Ningxia. Sorry, like I just drink a lot of it. I mean, it really does help me function. So Thieves is really key, whether it's the Thieves oil or the Thieves spray or the Thieves household cleaner. Like we're using something Thieves-wise every single day. Oral, the oils that I use orally, really, is, you know, like orally, the only ones that I really take orally very consistently are the citrus oils. Like I love to add orange into my Ningxia or lime. And I like grapefruit to help support digestion. You know, I like using it. But I don't do a lot of the other oils internally very often unless there is a specific need for it. So consistently, I don't. Does that make sense? I'm grateful for you guys. I'm thankful for you guys and our family. I'm watching another Periscoper who's not involved with our company, and you know, she's talking about building a community and a community of connection and stuff on social media and everything. And I'm listening to her, and I'm like, man, you guys can't match our family and our connection. Like my Scopers and our Young Living family and the friends that we have, you know, I can travel all these states away. I can go states all over the place, and I have good friends everywhere because of our family and our connections and our support that we have within Young Living. And I love that. You know, that's something that even being in our chiropractic office just never has availed us because we're stuck in one spot. And I love our office. Like I love seeing patients there. And I don't have a desire to ever stop doing that in the near future. But like being in that office, like it's totally different. Like I'm not getting out and I don't branch out past a certain point. There's a limited amount of people that I can really impact with our story or anything else or with whatever the Lord's given us. But with Periscope and with social media, you know, the things that the Lord has done with it is amazing. It is seriously like, it's mind-blowing, the testimonials and things that have come out of social media. I'll give you guys one example because I want to impress on you guys that every status update that you post is important because someone's going to read it. So the thing I think that happens on social media, whether it's on Periscope or whether it's on Facebook or anything else, is like you think you're talking to yourself. Like you think it's like your journal or something, and it's not going to impact someone's life. You know, you remember the verses, you know, power of life and death are in the tongue. Well, it's also at the tip of your fingers because you're technically speaking it online to thousands of people with the tip of your fingers because you're thinking it out and then you're speaking it online. So the power of life and death, right? The power of life and death are in the fingers as well. Okay, so you're typing life or you're typing death. Well, let me give you an exact example. And Vanessa's already heard this testimony, I think, from our leadership call that I talked to our team about. But you know, last week I was doing a nutritional consult for a mom and her daughter, and I had never met this mom. She is in the Young Living family, but I'd never met her personally. I'd never even had any interaction with her online. Cindy had met her Cindy had met her at a class that she taught for a crossline. She taught a crossline class just to help them out. And this lady had come and had met Cindy and had started following us on social media at that point, just connecting in and watching us. And this is in 2014. So watch this. This is super impactful. And I'm going to leave you with this so I don't take up your entire afternoon. And I got to get ready for our event anyway. So this is in the summer of 2014. Okay. And in Instagram, it's Dr. Jim Bob all spelled out, Brittany. But in 2014, in June of 2014 is when Cindy went into early labor with our son, with Evans, and he passed away 2 hours after. Well, I feel like I totally 100% believe that everyone is called to tell their story. How much of the story totally depends on what the Father tells you to do. I mean, you've got to pray through that and ask. But the Lord has literally led us into an avenue of being really transparent with our highs and our lows, with our victories, and with the struggles that we've really walked out. So when Evans died on June 14th, 2014, I really did walk it out online because I wasn't walking out online to get support for people to go, oh, y'all are sad. I wanted to walk it out online to show people that God is enough. Like the Father is enough for you. And, and Vanessa walked with us intimately through this whole process. So this lady comes in for a nutritional consult last week, and we had lost Evans in June. And she goes, I just want to tell you, this is last week, this week, this is before I even flew up here. She said, hey, you don't even know who I am. We've never met, but I know your wife, and I'd followed both of you guys on social media. She goes, I just want to let you know how much you've blessed our family and how much your posts and how you walk out life online is meant to us. Now, this is not a pat on the back. This is something I want to just to motivate you with. She said, I started following you guys right before you lost your son in June of 2014. She said, I was pregnant at the time, and she said, and what I didn't know was that I was going to go into early labor in September of the same year, and she lost her son in September of the same year and lost a baby right behind us, okay? And she said, I was following you guys online, and I had seen that you guys had lost your son, and I had gone and read your blog that you wrote about it. And I have a whole blog on there that I wrote about the process and what we had kind of walked through those first few weeks. And she said, at the bottom of your blog, you said something that stuck with me. And she said, it's the only reason I made it through losing our son. She said, at the bottom of your blog, what I'd said was, that people were like, oh, y'all are so strong. Y'all are so awesome. And I said, it has nothing to do with that. We were at our weakest. And we were wrecked, like just shattered everywhere. And I said, the only strength that we have comes from the Father to be able to put one foot in front of the other. And I had said that at the bottom of the blog and talking about, the joy of the Lord is our strength and walking that out. She said, you made a statement that said, God is the only strength I have and my strength comes from him. And she said, it really impacted me. Well, then that was in June, July, August, September, 2 months later, they lost their son. And she said she was in the hospital knowing that her son wasn't going to make it. And she said the only thing in her head that kept playing in her head over and over was that line in the blog that I wrote and the line on social media that we kept posting, the hashtag, we will trust him no matter what. She said, I just kept telling myself that my strength is in the Lord, and that was what I anchored to. And she said it was the only thing that got me through. And I just was sitting there and I was really just like praying, and I told her, I said, I hate that was how our story impacted you. I hate that we share that. But I said, I'm thankful for the technology and the ability to be able to share our testimony so that other people can really benefit, because the testimony, you only get a testimony after you've gone through the test. Okay, so the beginning of a testimony is the test. There's no way that you get the money at the end, the testimony, without walking through a test. And so the only reason why you walk through a test to get to the testimony is so that you can tell that testimony and tell your story so that someone else can go, oh my gosh, I identify with that. So it doesn't matter if it's something really small or if it's something that seems really epic or it's something that's really awful that you think or something that's really mundane. There's not a testimony that is big or small or that's too big or too little, because someone is walking through something that's very simple. So just be intentional with your social media and be intentional online, because you never know who's watching. That's one person she has never commented on one thing I've ever posted. She's barely even clicked like on stuff she said. She just literally has followed stuff. And so sometimes the people that are just barely seeing it are the people that get impacted the most. So just be intentional about that, but be intentional about constantly applying your emotional blends to be able to help you walk through those tests. It's just tools to help your brain walk through tests so that you can get through the test to develop the testimony, and then you can pray through that for the Father to be able to refine that in you so that you can tell that story. Okay? You can tell that story. All right? All right, so I'm going to let you, you're welcome, I'm going to let you guys go so I can start getting ready, but just wanted to encourage you on that. Vanessa, it is your jam, and Vanessa has walked through so much of it with us, and Vanessa was the one who really, we started working with so much of the emotions together at that stage, and then she's, run with it, and we've been using it ever since. So, you guys bless us. You guys are, one of our big whys and why we do what we do and why we enjoy doing it, because being able to meet people that we've been able to really talk to online and get to connect with and tell our story, and hearing how much the Father is changing their family and generations, that's what it's all about. That's it. There's no other point to the stuff that we're going through than to impact someone else for the kingdom and to impact a generation. Like, what's the point? If it's not impactful, why do it? If it's not changing a generation, why waste your time? Right? Like what's the point? And with that, I'm going to drop another cup. Bam! Because I don't have my mic in my hand. You guys take care. Grab your Awaken. Get your highest potential. Oil up. And then we will see you, Kansas City, next Thursday. Peace out. Remember, these emotions, they're simple. But good grief, they are not easy. So get to oiling.